Good evening and welcome to another edition of SCTV3. I'm Brianna Hill.
And I'm Alex Thomas. Here's this week's top news. The Massachusetts State police photographer who released the captured photos of Dzhokhar Zarnev has retired today with, quote, no regrets, referring to the release of the photos. Sean Murphy, a 25-year police veteran, told CNN today, quote, there's no way I couldn't do it, end quote. Murphy released the photos after Rolling Stone magazine placed an image on their cover that seemed to make the terrorist seem like a, quote, rock star. Murphy was one of many Boston area residents and citizens from around the country who were outraged at the magazine. The images Murphy released quickly became viral, and many people from around the country praised Murphy for his coverage and risking his job to show that Zarnev was in his true light.
Yesterday, alongside a few other communication and sports journalism students, I had the honor of showing guest speaker Rob Bradford around the newly renovated campus. Rob, a graduate of Springfield, class of '92, is the site editor for WEEI.com, an occasional author, and the beat writer for the 2013 World Series champions. That's right, the Boston Red Sox. Nick Levin and I were able to chat with him after his speech and ask a few questions. Check it out.
It is exhausting, and it is daunting, and it is sometimes you say, I can't deal with these guys because what are they getting so upset about? They make millions of dollars and I don't. But all of that aside, it's pretty cool. I mean, the fact is that it's not every day that I'm able to someone isn't able to be in the middle of a major league clubhouse during a World Series celebration where I'm stealing coins from the floor for Christmas gifts. And it's listen, I've been a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, and it's pretty cool. I feel pretty fortunate.
Going along the lines of that, can you talk a bit about how it is working with them, and were you ever starstruck kind of in the beginning starting to work with them?
Well, I think that every time when you first start out, and it's hard for me to remember, but the first time that you do think, oh wow, this is a Major League Baseball player, this is a professional athlete, so I think everybody's like that. But now, clearly, it is not that way, and I think that's important, and I tell young writers or young reporters, you have to get beyond that. You have to go up to approach these guys like you're a human being, you have a job to do, because if you don't, then they're going to smell blood in the water, and they're not going to respect you like they should. And at the end of the day, as I said before, you just have to treat them like human beings, because that's how you want to be treated. And you're not always treated that way, but you have to treat them like human beings that, listen, they have lives, you have lives, they have a job to do, you have a job to do.
Absolutely. And finally, as we all want to know, being a Springfield alum, how's it feel to be back on campus?
Oh, this is great. This is if anyone who tells you that it's not an unbelievably cool thing to come back to their school and talk to people like this is flat out lying. It is the coolest thing. I could go in front of an entire auditorium of people in Boston, and it wouldn't be as cool as this, just because this is, I walked around in sweatpants like everybody else out here. It is unbelievably awesome.
Well, we're so glad to have you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Well, everyone knows how popular of an athlete David Ortiz is in the city of Boston, but you may not think he's this popular. The Boston mayoral race was decided Tuesday night with Marty Walsh winning the election, but Big Papi finished third. Yes, that's right. The Boston Red Sox designated hitter finished third in the race. The Boston Electoral Committee said Ortiz received the majority of the write-in votes, but was still 70,000 plus away from taking over for Thomas and Menino. To change up Papi's famous quote from April, Boston was almost his bleeping city.
It's an intense weekend for the Springfield College Pride. Two teams head into the NUMAC Championship. Here's more on these two teams with this week's Inside the Pride. Welcome to this week's Inside the Pride. I'm Bree Hill. It's an exciting time on campus with a pair of teams competing in the NUMAC Championship this weekend. The women's soccer team will begin its NUMAC title defense when it squares off against rival Wheaton in semifinals on Saturday. For women's volleyball, they'll serve as a top seed and are looking to clinch a spot in the NCAAs for the 4th straight season.
Going into our first NUMAC championship, it means a lot to be home court. I know we got a great crowd here, and it just hypes us up that much more that we get to play home, and it means that we've worked hard enough throughout the season so far to actually earn our spot being home.
Year in and year out, ever since I've been here, we've been in the finals of NUMACs, and it's just really exciting, and it makes us have higher standards, I think.
The home court, the energy is completely different. We have our own crowd come in. The energy is great.
It's just going to be a great feeling to have that confidence of just being on our home court.
It obviously puts a lot of pressure on us because we do have high expectations and our coaches expect a lot out of us, but we always seem to rise to the challenge.
Being a member of the team is an amazing experience so far.
I mean, I have an awesome team. I have confidence in everyone. If it wasn't for my team, I couldn't do my job.
I think everyone just knows at this point it's win or you're out, so everyone's a lot more motivated, I think. We have that extra push now, and we're just very focused right now.
We've been working really hard throughout the season so far, and we've learned a lot, and I think all the pieces are finally about to come together, and I can't wait to see that happen.
It's kind of do or die, so it's kind of going into every game, it's a battle, and at this point, NUMAC is so close and competitive that it's anyone's game, so we know that we have to keep going.
I wanted a D3 team that I could really contribute to, but also have a lot of other players by my side that could also put in an amazing effort, and that's what I found here. Every single person puts their heart into every game.
And now that it's playoffs, we actually realize that this could be it, like every single game could be your last. So we realize that every single second we have to be intense, and every single second we have to be the first to the ball. So the intensity definitely has risen, and everybody has really stepped it up.
I owe a lot of my success to them. They've made me better as a player and as an individual.
I'm glad to be here. I've had a great time here so far. They've made a family for me, and I'm really happy to call them my sisters.
We all want to win, and we all want to knock that team out and knock this team out, so each game's big.
To win my freshman year would be absolutely amazing. It would just show that all the hard work we've put in is really paying off, and knowing that they've done it in the past, it'd be great to really be a part of it for the first time.
It's huge. It's literally every single game, every practice, everything we've done in the weight room, everything we've done, as far as nutritional based, strength and conditioning, everything mounts down to Saturday.
I know my team can do it. We just need to focus on the first game first and then just take it from there step by step and just play our hearts out.
It'll definitely be a tough tournament for any team to win. We're all very competitive and we're all very capable. It comes down to this weekend and who really shows up to play.
With a trip to the NCAAs on the line, it's so important for you to come out and cheer on our student athletes this weekend. You can join me here in Blake Arena for the women's volleyball action, or you can check out the live video streaming of both soccer and volleyball with the links located on the Springfield Athletics site. It's tournament time. Roll Pride. Well, it's been an up and down week in terms of weather these last 7 days on campus. What's in store for the next 7? Katie Benoit has more with our weather.